And charged in the deadly wreck on Chapman Highway that killed 22-year-old Pierce Corcoran could now be getting out of jail.
A Knox County judge setting bond for Francisco Eduardo. If he makes bond, he could either go home or back into ICE custody. New here at 4 o'clock, WATE 6 on your side reporter Blake Stevens joins us now in the newsroom.
Yeah, and Blake, explain how we got here today.
Yeah, well, remember, Eduardo made that $3,500 bond once already. When he did, ICE came and got him, and that bond was revoked. Since then, there has been an agreement. In the legal world, it's called a writ. Basically, it says the feds will let him stay in Knox County for this case. The assistant district attorney fears ICE could still come get him. The judge pointing out she has to go by the law. She can't control what the federal government does. The Corcoran family in court again today, awaiting to hear what's next for the man accused in the tragic death of their 22-year-old son.
The defendant is a flight risk. If he makes his bond, and again, I know that this is an argument that we've made before, but if he makes his bond, the deportation proceedings will progress. And it's the state's position that the likelihood of the defendant's presence in court diminishes with each and every step of the process.
The prosecutor in the case arguing Francisco Eduardo shouldn't be given a bond to guarantee he would be in Knox County for court proceedings. It isn't just the immigration hold they're concerned with.
I know that the defendant now has some family members here, but he does, according to his own motion, still have very strong ties to a different country. He still has very strong ties to Mexico. He is still sending money back there and has family members there that he is close with, and so that's a concern to the state as it relates to flight.
This guy has shown for 14 years he's not going anywhere. He's not going to Mexico. He hasn't gone to Mexico. He stayed here. This is where he wants to be.
The defense arguing Eduardo had a chance to go to Mexico while he was in ICE custody, but refused because he wants to stay in the U.S.
I don't want to get too dramatic, but it's almost insulting. The person who has done more to be in this community, there's nobody in this courtroom who's done more than this guy has done to be in this community. He's risked everything.
That is dramatic.
Then came the answer from an emotional judge faced with a lot of factors to consider.
I'm so sorry to the Corcoran family. It's just every parent's nightmare. The random car wreck where your children don't come home. And it just breaks my heart. But I was going to say that as a judge, I've got to make a bond determination according to the Constitution, the Tennessee Constitution, the statutes. I'm reinstating his original bond. I do not believe he's a flight risk based on the 14 years here. One of the things the court struggles with every day on immigrants that are here illegally or otherwise is my lack of ability to know their prior criminal history.
Now, flight risk, guys, was a part of today's debate, but there was more to consider than whether Eduardo would stay in Knox County for prosecution. There was also conversation about his charge. Criminally negligent homicide, according to the judge, is the lowest level felony. It carries a maximum of 2 years. Now, I'll share how that factor played into giving his bond back today later at 6, guys.
All right, thank you, Blake, and we'll check back with you here in just a little bit.
We also want to let you know we do not currently know if Francisco Eduardo has paid his bond yet. Mark Stevens, Eduardo's public defender, filed a motion to dismiss on Thursday. The judge not taking that motion up today, noting the case is already heading to the grand jury.